This is the first time doing this as a Ignite talk. Normally this is a little longer session, so I'll try to cram in as much as I can. So this is FrAgile, Lessons from a Failed Agile Transformation. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the trials and tribulations of this in 5 minutes. A little bit about me first off. I'm a senior integration advisor at Split Software. We do all your feature flagging needs. I'm based in Metro Detroit. I'm from here. I've got 12 years of experience as an integration engineer and a solutions architect. So anyway, back to the topic. Why agility in the first place, right? So that's why we're all here. We all love DevOps. It's marketed a way to increase team performance, right? Go faster, more velocity. Increasing the efficiency, amount of work done per period of time, velocity, right? This goes back to the last couple talks we had. So, you also get increased team satisfaction and engagement, right? These are kind of like the DORA metrics, right? Teams go faster when they can feel engaged in the work that they're doing and proud of it. And you also get the ability to shift outputs as the business needs change, right? That's the whole word agile in the first place, right? You can move and change quickly, adapt to changes and fulfill the needs of your customers. And agility also gives teams more control over how they work. That's not necessarily a goal, at least starting out, but it's an outcome that generally supports the rest of these things that we've talked about, many of these speakers have talked about today. But one of the things that I think comes together is that agile transformations generally require an understanding of the value proposition of the team and the business in general. And I think that's something that's really important, that focusing purely on the technical stuff maybe this kind of stuff slips through. So teams need the ability to change inputs and outputs from other teams, right? So the whole value chain from signing of the contract to delivery has to be taken care of. And one of the things that was difficult for me, for my team that I was working on, is that basically it was just agile in a silo. It was our team. We were like the problem team that couldn't deliver or weren't delivering properly according to the business. But we were just the only team that was given this mandate to become agile. And that was one of our biggest problems, right? The team didn't encompass the whole value stream, so we couldn't really deliver, and we couldn't really even change what we were trying to do. Teams really have to break free from the traditional hierarchical command structures. Like they really have to work on being able to make changes to other teams that they interact with, right? Their inputs and their outputs. Because ours were basically waterfall. Like the contracts were signed, contracts were signed from customers, work was assigned to us, and then basically we churned it out, and then the delivery and the two ends of the work cycle were waterfall. So we couldn't really do as much as we could. And that was kind of one of the biggest challenges for us, is that there was only so much we could do. There was only so far we could go. And we couldn't break through that. We were basically stuck in this, we can do our little work in an sort of agile model, but the inputs and outputs were stuck. And part of that was also we kind of lacked some high-level leadership with us. There was a change at the VP level, which kind of kept us from being able to actually move forward. And then another challenge that we ran into is ego on the team. So there was a gentleman who was on this team for about 8 years longer than me. He liked the way things were done and was not interested in sort of moving forward or kind of breaking out or experimenting a little bit, which is really critical. And so one of the things that I was really proud of that I implemented as the Scrum Master on that team was being able to basically come to a process for team agreement on work to be done and processes for agreement, basically like a quorum, and working together on those things. So, another thing that I would have done to change it, had I done differently, is to kind of work up the stream, go up the chain, kind of talk more to leadership about, what we're trying to do, what our struggles are. Focusing on, agility is not just for individual problem teams. It's for the whole organization. And that was, I think, something that was really missed in the failed agile transformation that I was part of. Advocating for our team and for other teams also to have their own agility, to think about their own work in the same way that we were thinking about ours, in order for the organization to be even more successful. And I think that was, the key point of that. So I want to thank you all.